Alright everyone, so now that we have our crate and then we're in the channel box editor right here, so the next thing we want to do is we want to zero out the translation in X, Y, and Z coordinates. So that's the same thing as this tool right here. If you press W, it brings up, oh I'm sorry, I'm selected on X. But yeah, let's just zero it out for right now, that way I'll just show you. 0 and 0. And as you can see, it just centered everything out on the graph, on the grid. Next thing you want to do is you want to make this an evenly sized 1 meter long. So just like in 3D Max, we made it 1 meter. We're going to do the same thing as well in here. Let me show you the translation gizmo and let me see. So I got the box selected. Press W. That brings up the translation like you move it in X. As you can see, X is moving right here. Let's bring it to 0 again, just to put it back. Okay, so and then you have E, which is rotation, and R, which is scale. Okay, so next thing you want to do is I'll show you guys quick navigation controls. So again, Alt middle mouse is a pan. Middle mouse and click and once and you hold. That's pan. Zoom in and out with the middle mouse. You don't even have to hold any buttons or anything, but just to zoom in and out with the middle mouse. That's an incremental zoom. And then you have and if you hold Alt and you have left clicks, if you're left clicking, you rotate around. Right clicking will do, and you're holding Alt at the same time, you'll zoom in and out of the object. Okay, so you guys got that. Some basic navigation: middle mouse, drag, right click, rotate around your camera around the object, and zoom in and out. And then incremental zoom. Okay, so let's go back to the inputs. Under Polycube 1, right now the width, height, and depth is all around 1. But we want it to be 1 exactly. So let's go ahead and do that. So 1, I'm going to press tab for the next one down, and then 1 again for the depth. So no subdivisions, nothing like that. We're just going to keep it same 6-sided object. Later on in advanced videos, I'm not going to make a crate to like high poly, because I mean, a crate technically should be something just basic anyways, just a box pretty much. I mean, if I want to do a high poly object, I'm probably going to help you guys model something like a character, for instance, or some hero prop being like a giant corridor or something to something, something somewhere, or a giant statue, or some really cool like a Boeing jet or something. But yeah, so here you go. You have your crate in its exact dimensions. Next thing we want to do is just go ahead and UV edit. You use a UV editor and texture this bad boy. So we're going to edit UVs up here at the top. UV texture editor, and that will bring up your UV texture editor. As you can see, it's already laid out. But the thing is, these boxes are all connected together. One thing we have to do, we have to separate them. So I'm going to go ahead and just go right click here, go to UV, and select the whole entire thing. And the next thing you want to do is you want to go up here to create UVs and go to automatic mapping and choose the option box. Right here, it just planes. It shows that the object itself is going to be flattened, mapped from this side to this side to this side to this side. Let's see here. Insert projection before deformers, load projection. You can leave all that stuff unchecked. Insert projection, all that stuff's fine. Everything is default is pretty much fine. Shell layout into square, right here. See, stretch, you don't want any stretching. 512 map. And then just press apply. So you're pretty much set up. Command at least arguments to be specified. Selected, found 0. So Actually, let's just select the whole box as is in face mode. So we're just gonna go right click it and go to face, select the whole thing, and then just push project, and that will flatten everything out. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different sides of the box. So right now we want to minimize this, and we are going to apply the texture too. So we want to go into Hypershade, and to get into Hypershade, all you have to do is go into Window, Rendering Editors, Hypershade. What this is my material editor. And if it loads up, okay, there we go. I thought it was going to crash. Making sure you guys save. So you have the Hypershade. We're going to drag in a new, you can drag in a Lambert, a blend. It doesn't really matter. You can, max standard is blend. So what you can do is as you can see, you have blend 1. You have your channel box layer editor right here. You can click it. Just name it crate. I got caps lock on. Make sure you guys take off caps lock too when you're working, because sometimes you'll press a certain key and that's no bueno, no good when you're modeling. Sometimes you figure, oh, I'm doing everything perfectly, what's going on? And then all of a sudden caps lock is on and you're like, oh, let's go back, and I have to start all over from where I saved from last. So yeah, sometimes caps lock can really kind of like ruin your day sometimes, but yeah, so crate 1, that's what I named it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this texture. You can either double click the texture and it will bring up its attributes, or you can go back to where we were with channel box layer editor, or you can just basically click the next tab over. It really doesn't matter. You can do either or, but what we're going to do is we're going to plug something into the color slot of this. So we're going to click this almost like checkerboard pattern right here. I'm going to click that. Click File. We're going to take that picture that we made earlier in Photoshop, and we are going to load it into here. So we're going to, where it says image name, we're going to click the folder, and we're going to look for our image. So let's see here. I'm not looking for, let's see here. So we want under textures. I'm going to copy this, Control C, where I have my, and I'm just going to press Control V for the directory. Press Enter. It'll bring up all my different images. So I'm going to select the Crate Tut Targa. Crate Diffuse Tut Targa. That's the one I created for the Photoshop. And I'm going to press Open. That's the one with the monster inside. So to apply this texture, you want to select this object in object mode. So select it in object mode, take this model, right click it, and assign material to selection in Hypershade. What that will do is assign it, but you notice that you don't see anything. So you're like, oh man, what's going on? So what you have to do is you have to just click this checkerboard sphere right here in your perspective window, and that will show you the texture that you have applied to it. It's a lot different from Max, but it's not in the same material window. Yeah, so there you have it. You have the texture applied. All you need to do is adjust those UVs to make it fit those box areas, and then you'll be all set. So what we're going to do, let's see here, I think that's the Hypershade. Let's go into the UV editor. Okay, so as you can see, what's cool about mine is it already takes that texture that you already applied to it and puts it in that 0 to 1 UV space. What's cool about Maya too is that it actually shows the numbers and it's a grid for it. So 0.3, 0.4, all the way to 1. Up here is 1, and then up here is 1, 2 as well. So there you have it. So there's our 0 to 1 UV space. We just need to take these boxes and adjust them accordingly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this since it'll be kind of in the way. Take this to the maybe like right hand corner, and I'm just going to take my box, rotate around it. Let's see. I'm going to press right click it and select UV, and I'm going to select the shell. So I'm going to right click. So this one too, you have to right click, go to UV mode, and then you see how I have one selected? I'm going to go select shell, and what that'll do is it'll select the whole entire UV UVs just for that designated area. So as you can see, that's this set of UVs right here in the viewport. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to apply it. Just maybe I'm going to apply that one to. I'm going to press W to get the translation tool and just move it out of the way. Actually, let's just start moving these out of the way. Again, repeat the process. Select shell. G is a shortcut to repeat your process, so you can do that. Select one UV, select shell, move it out of the way. Same thing. G, select shell. G is going to be your best friend in Maya, usually, because when you have to repeat something, you have to go through a bunch of different functions, unless you have shortcut keys for it. But yeah, I can go over how to do that some other tutorials, but I just want to show you guys this. This is kind of like a beginner tutorial for you guys on how to just bring something into a video game engine. Just have fun. Just to show you it's possible, you know. So again, I'm going to select shell, press G. And this looks like it's the front where right here the first one I took. So I want to put that over the monster inside. I'm going to change it to translation to scale. I'm just going to scale it about the same size as the monster inside logo. Maybe something like that a little bit. Let's move it. Let's go in between W and E. W and R. Just kind of adjust what you want to do. Monster inside. Okay, there we are. Let's go ahead and do the same for this side. So that looks like the back end of this box. So that would be back here. Let's see where I want to put this. So maybe I'll just put the regular crate texture on there. Better yet, you know, I'll just keep it the same as how I had it. I'm going to put two sides, this texture, and then two sides not. Or you can just, instead of scaling it to, in a better way, probably be just to take it, translation, one side, just push it. That way when you scale uniformly, it doesn't scale the whole entire thing, and just it's just a little bit harder to line it up. It takes a little bit longer. But yeah, just take the top two UVs, the side horizontal UVs, the vertical UVs, and start just moving them. Okay, and that's that one. Let's see what this set is over here. So remember G, select one, press G. You really don't have to anymore since we moved them out of the way. You can just select the whole entire thing, but I still have that habit right now. I'm using it. Okay, so this one right here, let's go ahead and do it the same as this texture right here. So let's go ahead and overlay that one, and bam, looks good. Looks good. All right. Oh, actually, it's the top of the box. What am I doing? Okay, so let's go ahead and select shell. Let's just, hopefully we hit the right UV. Zoom in on it if you find yourself with this. Okay, and then you just press G, or you can go select shell. And what that'll do just give you the shell for that, and you can just move it out of the way. See, we chose the wrong one, so let's go ahead and choose another UV, which is this one, and press G, and that should be the top of the box. I want the X for the top. Since it's already sized up, you just have to move it in there. There you go. Just like that. Okay. Then the next one. Let's see what this one is. That looks like that's that side. So let's line it up with this one right here. Let's give it that same one. And I'll show you guys how to, again, just kind of connect those edges to, connect the edges, the verts to where they kind of line up, just like how I did in 3D Max. So I'm going to select those top edges, right, top of UVs, I'm sorry, and then just click Align Selected UVs in the V value. I'm going to push them up, that's fine. Same thing with the bottom part. You can push it up or down, it doesn't matter. It's whatever preference you have. And then, again, click this right here. So align selected UVs to maximum U value. Push it to the side. Again, and then push it to the side again. Just like that. The next one, we'll go ahead and, so we got the two sides right there. Let's see what this is doing. Is this the one that's moving? Oh, so this looks like it's going to be the top or bottom part. So it's the bottom of the crate. A lot of times in games, what they'll do is they'll delete the bottom face, especially if it's a stationary object. Like if it's not moving in scene or whatever, but usually a lot of times crates usually move in scene. You can push them and flip them over and do cool things with them. But yeah, they usually delete the bottom face, which is this one, because it just takes up more memory to process. So okay, so let's push that UVs over there. Push the UVs on this side. Push the UVs up here. Push the UVs down here. There you have that. And you have one more. So that last one, we're going to go ahead and line it up with the monster inside. Kind of look to it. So just to show you guys. Monster right side should be, there it is right there. So let's go ahead. Just take one side. So drag it over this way in the translation. Drag it over this way in translation. You guys are pretty much all set here, so let's see what we got. Looking good. Looking good. The only thing I recommend is, since this is dark on top of here, this one's light, we're going to go ahead and flip this set of UVs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all those UVs, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to flick selected UVs in the V direction, and that will flip them for you. And as you can see, dark on top, a little bit lighter on the bottom. Maybe it could be bounce lighting, who knows. But yeah, there we have it. That's our crate. It's all set up in Maya. Let's go ahead and close out of this UV editor. Next thing we're going over is in Crazy Bump and how to use that. It's going to be a really cool tutorial. We're going to learn, it's just an awesome software. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with it. Change this to object mode. You guys make sure you guys save. Always save scene. Okay. And there you have it. That's your monster inside crate. Cool. And then we're going to go ahead and go to Crazy Bump and create a bump map. Yeah, a normal map and a specularity map for this guy. Alright, well, thanks for watching.